Hi, I'm Howard Kramer, Curatorial Director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is George Harrison's Rickenbacker 420 guitar. Now, George Harrison was the first of the Beatles to visit America. In September of 1963, at the height of Beatlemania in England, the Beatles took a little vacation. And George, along with one of his brothers, came to visit their sister Louise, who lived in Illinois. Louise introduced George to some local musicians, and George went with them to a local music store. Now, high-quality guitars, American-made guitars, were either very hard to find in Great Britain or extremely expensive. And George wanted to get a Rickenbacker to match the one or be similar to the one that John Lennon already owned. So he bought this particular guitar, and it was red when he bought it. And the owner of the store agreed to paint it. So several days later, George came, picked it up, and it had been painted with this coat of black paint. George took it back to England, and during that fall of 1963, he played it almost continuously on tour and on a number of television shows, most notably one in Sweden and a couple of them in Great Britain. By early 1964, this guitar kind of fell out of favor for some other instruments that George had acquired. But for a brief time, this guitar was George Harrison's main guitar, and around this time is when Beatlemania really exploded.